Glory to Jesus Christ. I want to talk about miracles. Specifically, I want to talk about the false dichotomy. There are a lot of false dichotomies in the world. I want to talk about the false dichotomy between miracles and the natural laws of the universe. See, right now, a lot of modern Christians, and maybe even people of other faiths, I don't know, but a lot of people who call themselves Christians in modern day do not believe in miracles, especially if the miracle has any kind of potentially rational explanation for it. Okay? So, for example, these are people who believe that, using a personal example, if you have a photograph of something that you believe is miraculous, they'll say, oh, well, that isn't what that is, because your camera picks up infrared light, or your camera picks up whatever, or, oh, the sun was shining in a weird way. The problem with that is, with that line of thinking, is that nobody ever said that miracles and God's providence somehow always involve a, pressing pause on the laws of the universe. Who said that? Nobody said that. So, when we experience God's action in the world, the finger of God, as if you read the book of Jonah, that's what, is it the book of Jonah? The finger of God. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Exodus something. Whatever. Tangent. We believe that the finger of God somehow has to always be doing new things that are just going to make us go, ah, right? I can't believe it. It's a new color I've never seen before. No. God uses the laws of the universe to teach us. Remember, God is the source and creator and the goal and end of anything that ever was, is, or will be. He created it. He established the laws of the universe. That includes physics, chemistry. It includes all of that stuff. That's why there is no contradiction between religion and science when we look at it from this proper perspective. Think about it this way. If you're trying to explain something to someone, you have to find a common ground with them so that they can learn what it is you're trying to say. Because if there is no commonality at all, it's impossible. For example, somebody who was born blind, and I mean like totally blind. Like, let's say, for example, somebody who was born with no eyes. How are you ever going to be able to get them to understand what light is? The answer is you're not. You can't. Because they have 100% no frame of reference for that at all. And that's true for all of us, spiritually. God uses things that we see and feel and touch and taste. He uses the natural universe, which of course he created, to show us heavenly truths without, I should say, showing us heavenly truths that we would otherwise not be able to comprehend in any way. Not even through that glass darkly that St. Paul writes about. We have to have that commonality, right? It's like in Isaiah 6, the cherubim have these coals, right? And there's one of the angels flies over and he touches St. Isaiah's mouth with the coals and says, behold, this is, touched your lips, it's made you clean. Okay, well, we can think about those tongs as being the natural stuff that is the medium for God's providential truth to become recognized in our hearts. Okay. Please understand something. When I say spiritual truth, okay, spiritual does not mean imaginary and invisible, does not mean imaginary. That's an American fallacy. Actually, it's a satanic lie, masquerading itself as an American fallacy. But you see what I'm saying? When I'm talking about it's a spiritual this, I am talking concretely here. I don't do that namby-pamby New Age crap. So, please understand this. That God is working miraculously in each of our lives every day. God is making his will known. He is making his love for you. Specifically you, yes you. And me. Known. If we'll just wake the heck up. The great canon of St. Andrew of Crete says, my soul, arise. Why are you sleeping? The end is drawing near, and you will be confounded. We have to open up our eyes. Because God's miracles are all around us. If we'll just put the cynicism on the back burner and appreciate them and be open to them. So I had this, the real reason that I'm making this video is because I actually had something like that happen to me, where I've been praying for several things, mostly for some people in my life that are having some faith crises. Some of them are at the prison, some of them are in my family, and God kind of got out a big sledgehammer, and he was like, look, I'm going to be real obvious for you, Daria, because you need a lot of help. Here is this thing. So I may actually make a separate video about this. I don't know. So it's kind of stupid for me to mention it now and then not do it. But sometimes these things happen and they're very personal. And you don't want to go spreading them around, at least indiscriminately. Read on YouTube. But at the same time, I think sometimes these things need to be shown. So the jury is still out on that. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do regarding that. But so just please remember that. There is no dichotomy at all between science and God. None at all. Think about it this way. Scientific analysis. What does science do? When science is sciencing, what does it do? We use scientific investigation to learn what something is and how it works, or what something is and how it is that it exists in some way, or what it does, what its function is, And that's all fine. Absolutely nothing unchristian about that at all. But you need a third axis of analysis here, and that is the divine, spiritual, not invisible, not imaginary, invisible but not imaginary dimension. Our mistake is we're looking at this in like a bar graph or a line chart. Two axes. We have to have that third one there too. I'm kind of convinced that the soul may be a sixth sense. Not in the sense of Haley Joel Osment seeing dead people, but believe that God has given us, of course, our five senses, and he reveals himself through those five senses, but also the sixth is that it's in the heart, it's in the soul, and that is where our strongest drive toward him is. And I believe that it's very, very dangerous spiritually for us to ignore that. Because we are created with that feeling. We are created with that drive to go toward God. And that is often how he reveals himself. Not believing in God because you can't see him. You can't measure him in a laboratory. Okay? You can't, you can't do a chemical analysis on God. Not believing in God because of that is kind of like refusing to believe that the sun is shining because you can't smell it. It's the wrong sense, people. It's the wrong sense. So, God give us the grace and the humility and the divine wisdom and the maturity spiritually to cast aside our cynicism, to take a leap. Take that first big leap of faith. Because when we take one leap toward God, He takes about 1,000,000 toward us. He's everywhere. He's all around us. He's around me. He's all around you. Open your eyes. God bless you all. See you later.